as a body that represents the people, it is their salient responsibility that they understand and take up the values of sanitation and spread it amongst the people. The Gram Panchayats are very active in several parts of the country in spreading the message of sanitation, and in particular I feel that all these various Gram Panchayats that we have in the country, they must be involved in this entire program. Along with the Gram Panchayats, the NGOs also can play a very major role in this, as they have in several parts of the country. NGOs and Gram Panchayats have a tremendous advantage in the sense that they are based in the local area, they are there where the people are there, and people can interact with them for longer durations of time whenever they wish to do so. So for a program like Total Sanitation Campaign, which requires a change of the mindset, the Gram Panchayats and NGOs have a very major role to play under the program, and they can be a part of the Total Sanitation Campaign, which they are in various parts of the country. Also equally important are the self-help groups which are there in various states, in various districts and in the various rural areas of our country. The self-help groups can also access loans from various agencies for construction of toilets. They can also spread the message of sanitation, and in fact as a group, when they would be going out and talking about sanitation in the village community, they can have a tremendous effect on this particular subject wherever they go. The officials at the district, block and village level, especially from the departments of health, education, tribal welfare, panchayat, rural development, water supply, they are very important for this entire program. And Anganwadi workers, ANMs and other health workers, the panchayat inspectors, teachers, all these should necessarily be a part of the village health and sanitation committees, and wherever the Gram Panchayats are active in this entire program, they should be associated with them. They should also work closely with all those Gram Panchayats and that exist in the rural areas of our country and activate this program in those areas. Under the scheme, it is expected that toilets should be constructed by the beneficiary himself. The idea behind this is that there should be an involvement of the individual or the community or both in this sanitation exercise. Unless and until a person himself believes in the concept of sanitation and also contributes to its manifestation, the possibility of his actually utilizing that infrastructure which is created gets reduced. So contractors should not generally be encouraged at all for construction of toilets. As far as possible and probably necessarily, we should involve the household and the community in the construction of toilets as a mass program, because that is what can lead to awakening in the field of sanitation, as well as appreciation of the concept of the toilet in the household and the community. This is particularly important because wherever a person contributes manually to any infrastructure that is being created, he feels a sense of belonging, he feels a sense of oneness with it. And he would be contributing to the construction of a toilet only if he actually believes that a toilet is an essential part of his entire lifestyle. So all efforts must be made to see that toilets are constructed by the members of the household or the community, wherever skilled masons and other skilled artisans are necessary, that should be there. But the digging of the pits for the toilet, the digging of the foundation of the toilet, and other such activities which do not require much of a skill must be undertaken by the person himself. Under the TSC guidelines, a basic minimum amount of 300 rupees is kept as the beneficiary's contribution to the construction of toilets. So while this is not in money terms, it is conceptualized in terms of his contribution to the construction of toilets, and this must be adhered to. So while outside agencies, NGOs and CBOs, they must be involved always in the IAC activities, in the supervision and monitoring and review of the entire program. Where construction comes, we must insist upon the involvement of the individual and the community in this entire exercise. The question that arises now is that once a toilet or a community sanitary complex has been constructed, or for that matter even a school or an Anganwadi toilet, then how do we run it? What would be the mechanisms for keeping it clean, especially when we look at our various traditional ideas and beliefs that are there in this society? Individual household toilets must be taken care of by the individual himself, and this feeling would come in only if he has a full belief that a toilet is very essential for his way of life. And that is why we always insist upon good IAC, so that there is a behavioral change in the individual who would be going in for the toilets. School toilets are another issue, and a lot of experiments have taken place which have been very successful in various parts of the country. The parent-teachers associations have chipped in, the school cabinets have chipped in, the Gram Panchayats have made certain arrangements for this, and the most prevalent mechanism that is there for operation and maintenance of these toilets is that the school cabinets which have been formed, there the children themselves divide this work amongst themselves and do it, because they also are made to believe in the dignity of labor. However, village communities can also engage people from the outside on a small payment to keep them clean. The same goes in for Anganwadis and also the community sanitary complexes. For the community sanitary complexes, the best methodology is to keep it on a pay and use basis, whereby people also contribute financially a very small sum for their upkeep. Apart from this, in a lot of places, people have made available the walls of the community sanitary complex for advertisements. In some cases, they have also created small shops in and around or within the community sanitary complex, so that brings in the finances to run it. In also several cases, the Gram Panchayats and the village communities have contributed to maintain its upkeep. The most major aspect of this is that people should be convinced about the need for sanitation, so that if they are actually using the community sanitary complex, that by itself leads to the idea of providing for its upkeep. For the total sanitation campaign to succeed, everyone must be explained the full facets of sanitation. Whether it's the water and sanitation committee members, the Gram Panchayat members and members of the other tiers of Panchayati Raj, the officials of the PHE department, the Panchayati Raj department, the health department, education department, also various youth organizations, school children, self-help groups, uh, women workers, CBOs, they all have to be attuned to the idea of sanitation. And for this purpose, capacity building to spread the message of sanitation and to regularly actually see that it is percolating down and there are no slipbacks. It is very essential that information is imparted to all these groups regarding the total sanitation campaign so that they can contribute to it in a very meaningful way. Under the funds that are made available to all the states for the total sanitation campaign, under the IAC head and the administrative heads, there are provisions whereby capacity building exercises of all these people, whether official or non-official, can also be done, and this must be done for the campaign to succeed. While the entire sanitation movement has to be a self-driven one, the government has also felt that those communities, those gram panchayats that have done very well in sanitation, they also must be rewarded. And in fact, it is a case of excellence that these gram panchayats have done, for which the Nirmal Gram Puraskar has been introduced since the year 2005. Under the Nirmal Gram Puraskar, there are various categories of prizes which are awarded to the gram panchayats, the block panchayats and the districts themselves, as well as to the state as a whole for doing good work in sanitation. Under the Nirmal Gram Puraskar, prize monies ranging from about 50,000 rupees to 50 lakhs of rupees are given to the gram panchayats, block panchayats and the districts for having done excellent work in sanitation. And this award is presented annually by the President of India here in Delhi at a very glittering ceremony. These NGP winners are also felicitated at the state levels by either their chief ministers or their governors or the ministers in charge of the districts, and it is a matter of great pride to win the Nirmal Gram Puraskar. A lot of people look upon sanitation as a very challenging subject. No doubt it is. Many of the people may also be a little skeptical about it, but within our own country, we have excellent examples of not just gram panchayats, but also communities and various clusters of villages that have done excellent work in sanitation. In fact, Sikkim as a state has already become the first Nirmal state in the country where there is no open defecation. From the various other states, Kerala, Goa, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, there are a large number of states that are very close to becoming Nirmal states, and where the number of people who are going in for open defecation has reduced drastically. There are various other small pockets also in many other states. Maharashtra, there are excellent gram panchayats. In Gujarat, again, you have excellent work done, as also in most of the other states. In fact, the total number of gram panchayats that have won the Nirmal Gram Puraskar to date is about 25,000, all across the country and spread in all the states of the country. That by itself shows the tremendous work that communities, NGOs, SHGs, voluntary organizations, women's groups, and people from the various departments of the government have done in all these areas in the field of sanitation. So it's a program which merely if the people get an idea, if the people get convinced that this is something that is actually required, can take off in a very big way. And what is merely required is a trigger